introduce you to Dr. Joe Griffin, a speaker, consultant, and author's intention is teaching that talk is to broaden their vision. The things they weren't taught when they brought up as children. Reach for the top, regardless of situations, predicaments, or your conditions. He's making history all of the districts, increasing retention from teachers, 50 to 80%. That ain't all that you hear me. He is the mentor. He paved the way with his tip methodology. Really, dream, be persistent, face fears, seek change, go out and go get it. This what you learning with Dr. Joe Griffin. With Dr. Joe Griffin, yeah. He says recognize trauma, push past the pain. If you got a problem, go look at his frame. Work your perspective and look at it change. Find a goal, set it in critical thing. Manage time, self-awareness. These are the few of the things he's trying to get you to do every day. Do every day. Led 5 schools to increase test scores with his teacher principal collaboration. Things he gives to you will have you take your drive to the next level. But first, you need to get some fuel at gas station. Supporting education leaders, creating a culture for kids that'll last for ages. Lack of access to quality professional development, that's outrageous. Got his doctorate in education, leadership, research, make changes. Need to put the kids first and raise them. Need to teach them they worth, stop playing. Later on, they gon' run this nation. Dr. Joe with his dissertation taught to those who would fix, make changes. I introduce you to Dr. Joe Griffin, a speaker, consultant, and author's intentions. The teaching that talk is to broaden their vision. The things they weren't taught when they brought up as children. Reach for the top, regardless of situations, predicaments, or your conditions. He's making history all of the districts, increasing retention from teachers, 50 to 80%. They ain't know that you hear me. He is the mentor. He paved the way with his dip methodology. Really, dream, be persistent, face fears, seek change, go out and go get it. This what you learning with Dr. Joe Griffin. With Dr. Joe Griffin.
Great day, leaders. Welcome to the Speaking Life into You Leadership live stream. I am your host, Dr. Joe Griffin, where we talk leadership dynamics, personal and professional growth, educational trends, and provide solutions to help you with school improvement to create a culture of collaboration. Let's go! Week 31. Appreciate everyone that's been here with me on this journey the entire time. We definitely appreciate it. We appreciate you all who are joining in new and finding value in what we do each and every week. Try to bring you great information that you can use in your schools and your organizations and that you can implement immediately. We got a good one lined up for you today as well. As you can see, I'm wearing my Empowering Educational Community t-shirt. I love my students and my school. Connect, empower, collaborate. So that's what we always want to do in this field of education. And not only that, in this world. You know, I wish quite often that I had learned the power of networking and collaborating to a greater extent when I was younger. So it is my duty, my obligation now to make sure I pass on all the empowerment and collaboration principles that I have learned across the years. So again, I thank y'all for coming out this week and every week. Women's History Month this month as well. So we definitely want to give honor, credit, praise where it's due. Women have set a tremendous foundation in this nation, in the world. So we definitely want to honor all of the women in the world who have made a great impact. And of course, you got to always start with yourself. You know, those women who have impacted you most, impacted your community most, who have impacted what you're able to do and what you're able to provide for and to others the most. Naturally, I definitely want to start with my mother. I appreciate everything that she has done across the years, so I definitely want to shout her out on today. I know she's listening also. Also, all of the women that I came through in my K through 12 education, And I started a list, and I didn't want to mess it up. But Miss Jones, Miss Connor, Miss Kincaid, Miss Bobby Griffin, who's also my aunt, Miss Tyler, Miss Cummings, Miss Harris, Miss Nolan, Miss Trotter, all those different teachers in my K through 12 education. I appreciate you all so very much. Miss Sattler, Miss Rose, Miss Lee, so many other teachers, even the women who are there. I appreciate all that. So Women's History Month, wanted to shout those out to begin with, and all the women who are continuing to do great things across this great nation. I will also want to send out prayers to our people in North Carolina and South Carolina. As you know, I'm located in California, although I'm traveling right now. Those fires had gone on for quite some time ago, a few weeks ago, and people are still feeling the effects. And now we got North Carolina and South Carolina going through the same things right now. So we want to definitely send prayers for those families who have had to evacuate. Hopefully there won't be as much or as many losses as there were in the fire on the other side of the United States. But all in all, no one wants to go through that. Like I told you all a few weeks ago, I was within the vicinity. I could smell the fires. There were hot winds that were in the air. And that's a traumatic experience. Even if you don't actually lose anything in that battle, that's a traumatic experience because you have neighbors within a 15 to 20 mile vicinity that are going through it. So again, let's continue to pray for both sides there, especially now this new one we have with North Carolina and South Carolina. The fight last night, you all, just want to touch on it real quick with Gervonta Tank Davis and Lamont the Reaper Roach. It was a good one. I was able to watch all 12 rounds, and no one gave Roach a chance. And this is a very teachable moment, just going through it and watching that fight, because no one gave Lamont the Reaper Roach a chance. But he showed, he proved, in 12 rounds, really, to me, he proved that he could beat him. Not only could he beat him, and I think he did, but I'm not the judge on that. The judges called it a draw. Two of them called it a draw, and one of them gave it to Davis. So that's something to think about. But no one believed in him, but yet he believed in himself. Same thing in our schools. You're in these struggling schools. You've had teachers that not performing, your leaders maybe not performing, but you've got to put belief and empowerment within them. Hopefully they have it for themselves, but you just don't know what you can do sometimes when you give someone that boost that they need, that encouragement, that support to push them to a greater, better extent. And that's what leadership is, y'all. We're going to dive into it today. But he believed in himself when no one else did. And he went in with a plan, and he worked his plan. So again, you believe in yourself, you get your plans, your goals together, whether it's for life, whether it's in your school, whether it's in your organization, your community, or in this case, in preparation for a boxing match. Work your plan, believe in yourself, work towards the event, work your plan during the event, and you just never know, because you're stronger, you're braver, you're smarter than you ever could have imagined you were for yourself. I know this, you all, and I continue to grow. As we continue to grow together, we're going to continue to dive into those concepts, because it's true, it's needed, and all the time we don't tap into it enough. So again, roll call, you all sign in. Let me know where you watching from, where you're streaming in from. Definitely want to hear from you. Want to get you involved in the chat today. Want to have a great opportunity to share. And again, this is a collaborative platform. I bring guests and things on quite often. However, I do go solo as well. And currently, we're in a series. I'm covering different chapters and different points within the Empower Education Communities framework, because leaders, teachers, students need it. I'm going to say it again. We need it. Sometimes we think that things are just understood when there are opportunities for us to go over them, to better our procedures, to reiterate, to rethink, to adjust. All of that's crucial. It's so important that we understand that this is possible. This is what we need to do. True impact is not measured in test scores, but it's measured in how you empower and impact others. So we got to always keep that in mind. I talk to you basically all the time because it's a theme for me, because I'm living it right now. You got to be in the moment. You got to be present every single day. You got to put the work in towards your goal, and you're going to see that the results are going to come. Wins and losses, they mount up as they may. But the work, what you put into it, that's got to stay the same every single day. You got to keep pushing. You got to keep wanting. You got to keep grinding. You can't let up. You can't take a break when it's time to perform. You take a break prior. You got to find spaces, increments to take breaks. But otherwise, you got to be turned on and turned up, as the kids say. You got to want it, you all. So again, that's important. Women's History Month, those fires, again, that fight last night, all of that. And it leads directly into our conversation for today, because leadership is service, you all. Leadership is service, and that's what it comes down to. And it's the foundation. Service is the foundation for leadership. It goes beyond a lesson plan. It goes beyond a school improvement plan. Service is what you do on the journey. Service is how you're going to bring your team together, because people got to see your work. They got to see that you're giving, that you're trusting, that you create an environment where people can collaborate, because that's crucial in itself. You can create an environment that's toxic and not even realize it. So again, collaboration and empowerment has to be a constant, continual journey. It's not a one-time event. It's something that must happen over and over again. And through service, you're able to create that foundation for a leadership journey, to put your principals, your leaders, your teachers, and ultimately your students in position where they could be successful, where they can go further than they ever imagined for themselves. But when we learn that there's power in empowerment and in keeping others supported and encouraged, all else, you can go a long way, you all. Service in the community. As an educator, your service goes beyond the school walls. Let me say that again. As an educator, your service goes beyond the school walls. And that's because you're serving generations. You're serving generations. What do you mean by that, Dr. Joe? What do you mean you're serving generations as an educator? That generation that you're serving, there are going to be generations that come up under them. There are going to be opportunities for them to share and to serve and empower others on a horizontal or parallel line with them as well. So as an educator, you're shaping the generations. That's your service to the community. It goes deeper than just those school walls and halls. It goes deeper than just putting a lesson plan together. You got to realize what you're doing. You got an opportunity each and every day to make generational impact. I'm going to say that again, because there's power in what you do. I want to encourage educators. I want to push you to the next level. I want to let you know that you are important. What you do cannot be replaced. What you do cannot be replaced. You service every field in the world. They all go through a teacher of some sort. They all go through some type of educational process in order to get that certification, in order to get that degree, in order to keep moving forward. So again, educators, oh man, the impact that we make for communities and for generations to come is endless. And I want you to always settle down into that. Dig into that because it's deeper than just a test score. If you're doing what you're supposed to do every single day, those test scores are going to come. You're going to get those scores up, but every single day it's into what we're doing. And you say, why does service create a culture of collaboration? Well, by serving, people are able to see what's being put in to this goal. And if I'm able to see you as the leader, or you able to see me as the leader, putting the work in, not just giving orders, but being intentional and purposeful about getting down and getting dirty, getting elbow to elbow, as they say, working smart, putting together and putting the team in situations where they can perform at high levels. Remember, as the leader, you're not always doing the performing, but you're putting people in position where they can perform. And you talking about you want them to perform at high levels. You want to empower your educational community, and it takes love. It takes love to do that. It takes love to do that. So know that leadership is service. Education is a service industry. So each and every day, it's our duty to serve. Talk to me, y'all. Talk to me in the chat. How you serving each and every day? How are you showing that your foundation is in service? Talk to me. Also, remember to let me know where you're calling in from, where you're zooming in from, you all. We definitely want to share and empower each other. And the only way to do that is that we're in communication, that we're collaborating, we continue to bring great information to you. Second thing about leadership and serving from the heart. You got to know that service is contagious and creates a ripple effect. You say, what do you mean by a ripple effect? Well, I just talked to you about the generational engagement. That's a ripple effect in itself because you got this generation that you're teaching, that you're passing the information to, and then they're moving it on down the lines within their own constraints, within their own families that are to come, within those communities that they eventually live in, go to, move to, and support. So remember that this is a ripple effect. Service is a ripple effect. As you serve, people are also served. As you empower, people are getting opportunity to be empowered. And that means they're going to have an opportunity to do what? To empower someone else. It's contagious. And it creates a ripple effect. When you're talking about service as a foundation for leadership, you got to understand that relationships over ranks. You got to put relationships over ranks. It's not about a title. It's not about a position. It's about how you make those on your team feel in order to reach a common goal. See, it's not the 1960s and 70s where the leaders would come in and say this or say that, and that's what everyone was expected to do, and that's what they had to do. Not that way anymore, y'all. People will walk off your job. People will leave you standing there and go find another one. It's easy for good people to find good jobs. So we got to realize that we've got to treat them the correct way. We got to ensure that we're putting those relationships over rank. And that's whether you're a superintendent and that bumps down to your principals and other administrators and your district administrators. That's whether you are one of those principals or district administrators and you're bumping that down to your teachers. And that's whether you're a teacher and bumping that down to your students. Relationships over the rank. It's not just because I'm the teacher you have to do this. It's because, number one, it's important for your life. It's going to improve your quality of life. But as the teacher and us having a relationship, I'm able to influence that. That's the connection. I'm able to influence that. So relationships over ranks. Always remember that as a leader. Leadership is service, and we've got to put our work in. We've got to continue to show how we're serving others. Create a culture of recognition. Reward, recognize regularly. Reward and recognize regularly. Create a culture of recognition. Create a culture where you are highlighting people's accomplishments and contributions. A culture where you are putting students to the forefront because they're making great strides, because they're improving. Putting teachers in positions where they can be recognized for their efforts and contributions to the staff and to the school as a whole. Create a culture of recognition. Recognize those parents who are putting in the work. And I don't necessarily mean with an award all of the time, because that's great as well, but that recognition is important. It's a piece that's going to bring that collaboration together for you. Because now if I'm recognizing you, that means I see you. Oh, if I recognize you, that means I see you. That means I see the value in what you're doing and what you're bringing to the table. Seen, valued, heard. Everyone wants that. So ensure that we put people in situations where we can see them, where we value them, and we hear them. Create a culture of recognition. Next thing that you want to know about leadership, being in service, and that service is contagious. Trust and transparency equal transformation. Y'all know I love to put formulas together. I love to put acronyms together because it gives us a visual to be able to go about how we want to work, how we want to live, how we want to contribute. Trust plus transparency equal a transformation. You say, what you mean by that? Well, number one, if you're on the team and I'm trying to get us to another place, number one, I got to know we're in this together. And to show you that we're in it together, I want to create an environment where you trust what we're doing to get toward the goal. We want to create an environment of trust where we know where we're attempting to go. So in doing so, you got to be transparent. You've got to open up doors for conversation in order to increase the collaboration. You got to open up doors for conversation to increase the collaboration. Trust plus transparency equal to transformation. You know, I talk about discipline culture plus instructional practice equals performance, the dip approach for educators. But as with anything that you implement, you got to have the matching mindset. You got to have the matching mindset. So remember that trust plus transparency going to lead you to the transformation that you desperately need in your school and your organization to change things around, to get things going in the direction that you want them to go, so that we can have those results on the end that we expect. But again, results come last. Each and every day, we're working toward those results. Trust plus transparency equal a transformation. Y'all remember that one. That's a good one too. All right. How are your leaders, or how are you creating a culture of trust and transparency at your place of business, at your school? Talk to us in the chat, you all. Again, definitely shout out where you are. I definitely want to recognize those that are in with us. We've got a number in, so definitely appreciate you all coming in and just being with us every single day, every single week, rather. I want to put this up real quick. 3 cents. Is that the right one? All right. Yeah, that's the right one. So again, I do more than a job as a leader, as an educator, you all. I do more than a job. Last week we talked about I am a leader. You are a leader. You are a leader. All right. So today, again, you do more than a job. We got to recognize that. And when you're leading with your heart, you already know you're going to do more than a job as an educator, because your heart is in it. And when your heart is in something, you do more than you're required to do. No one has to ask you to go above and beyond to accomplish a goal or to get tasks completed when you're leading and loving with your heart. when you empower the educational community and you love your students and your school. It's evident. So again, keep those things up, you all. So we have had a wonderful conversation so far. How do you lead with your heart? Think about it. Are you just a paperwork king or queen? Or are you able to use empathy? Are you able to have feeling? Are you able to implement love into what you do as a leader? Are you able to create environments where people flourish, where leaders, teachers, students flourish every single day? Not just one day. One day is good. But generally, you got 180 days for teachers and students in the school year. So you want to make sure that every single day you work toward creating that culture of collaboration. You create a culture of recognition, a culture of intentionality, a culture of just being the best. See, as leaders, we've got to strive for excellence every single day so that we can empower others to do the same. Strive for excellence every single day so that I can empower others to do the same. You helping everybody, you helping yourself, you helping others when you're trying to be the best that you can be, but then you're empowering others. Not just keeping it for yourself, but you're empowering others. Y'all like, comment, subscribe, share, do all of that. I need y'all to do all that because we cooking today. We cooking today, and I hope you're in with us and you hearing the information and you feeling the information because it's God sent. You all, when we come each and every week, it's been something told to be said. We don't just come on here and do nothing. It's been a source that has pushed us in the direction of our conversations. Yeah. It's been a source that's pushed us in the direction of our conversations. So again, I know that leaders, teachers, students, we need this empowerment. So I'm here for it every single week. I'm going to affirm you. I'm going to help you get in those situations that you need to be successful and so that you can put somebody else in them. PD, every week, you are. We coming with it. And I'm thankful to be here. Read a quick excerpt from I Do More Than a Job as a Teacher in the Empowering Education Communities book. And it's just the first paragraph of this chapter. And the quote at the top, if I serve from my heart, I will do the maximum for team success. I'm going to say that again. If I serve from my heart, I'll do the maximum for team success. So you can't say that you're serving from the heart, but you won't do the most you can do for your team. No, I'm just serving my group of students. I'm just going to make sure these teachers get what they need. Or as a student, I'm just going to make sure this principal gets what they need. No, you can't maximize team success that way. And you're not truly serving from the heart that way. That means your service is choicey. You choose where you serve. But in a service industry, you got to make sure everyone gets it. All right? Service. Educating isn't a job. It's heart work. Heart work, not hard work. It's heart work. As teachers, as educators, you're in a zone of genius that affects commerce, technology, education, medicine, and every area of learned information over time. Your influence goes beyond bell-to-bell instruction, lesson planning, and attending meetings. Your accepted assignment influences the world because the students who leave your classroom have experienced your teaching. Every day, you can impact the world and the thinking of others who will also affect the world. Although we often break down competencies as educators, I know this standard is hard work to unpack. You do more than a job as an educator. And when you come into the field, you already know that this is true, you are. So again, I'm so thankful to be here. I'm so happy that you all have been with me today. As always, I definitely want to leave you with some action steps to create the leadership heart that you so desire, that you want to continue to work on. Even if you've already leading with the heart, you are. There's still information that you can use because we've got to reiterate, regenerate, and sometimes recreate situations. So it's important that we visit these principles. And one of okay, yeah. Sorry about that. I don't know what happened. I got kicked out. But one thing you can do to develop a leadership mindset that's dedicated to service. Be intentional about mentorship. Be intentional about helping others and empowering others to increase their leadership capacity. That's service in itself, because now, whether I'm a superintendent, whether I'm a principal, whether I'm a teacher, I'm ensuring that those that are under me are empowered, that they have an opportunity to bounce ideas off of someone who has done what they're doing. They can ask questions. They can get support, get guidance. So be intentional about mentorship. If you got students you know who need mentors, you need additional this or additional that, and that could be counseling, that could be clothes, that could be anything that they need. So when you know you have those situations, be intentional about giving them a mentor. Just think about what mentorship has done for so many people across the years. I mean, there are studies and statistics and research that talk about the importance of mentorship and how it helps those who are being mentored to be able to flourish at higher levels. This is crucial, you all. Balance service with self-care. That's another one. That's an action step. You got to balance service with self-care. What you mean by that, Dr. Joe? Well, I talk about service all the time. I talk about service. I talk about leading, being resilient as a leader, being influential as a leader. All those things are crucial, but you got to make sure that you're taking care of yourself. The better you take care of yourself, the better leader you can be. The better you take care of yourself, the better you can be for others. Same thing with anything that you're doing. The more and the better I strive for excellence, the more and the greater I can help empower others if I so choose. If that's my goal, if that's what I have my eyes on to do. Same thing with you. It's got to be intentional. Okay? You got to purposely do this. So balance self-care with service. Balance service with self-care and vice versa. You got to do a little of both. You got to stay strong. Acknowledge and uplift others. We talked about creating a culture of recognition earlier, but as an action step, you want to ensure that you acknowledge and uplift somebody every single day. Write it down. Put it on your desk. Put it in a place where you can see. Acknowledge someone. Uplift someone. Even if it's just a beautiful shirt. Acknowledge someone. If they've done a great effort, you improved by 10 points on this assessment, Tito. We appreciate you. Acknowledge and uplift somebody. You didn't do so well on this test, but I know you got greatness in you, son. You're going to do well on the next one. That's uplifting. You got to do that. Acknowledge somebody, uplift somebody, empower somebody every single day. Love what you do, y'all. As educators, as leaders, as people who are striving to be the best that we can be, this is crucial. And the last action step for today, commit to continuous growth. What do you mean, Dr. Joe? Commit to continuous growth. I'm growing every single day. I see stuff, I hear stuff. Yeah, but that's not the same as committing to your growth. You grow naturally through time, but do you know you can accelerate your growth? Do you know you can influence your growth? Do you know you can make your growth go faster? Make it go more in depth, but it has to be purposeful. And when you committed to continuous growth, that means I read more books. And I invest in books like Empowering Educational Communities, a guide for teacher principal collaboration. That, by the way, comes with the professional development to show you how to do each of those things in each chapter. Leading with the heart is a whole professional development set in there, 2 hours worth. But you can mix it up how you need it to be, but to help your staff, your students, your teachers, rather, learn how to lead with the heart. Because you can influence it. And it has to be a commitment to continuous growth to do such. I'm going to say that again. Commitment to continuous growth. That means I'm reading books. That means I'm going to conferences. That means I'm watching podcasts. That means I'm watching live streams. I'm taking up information from leaders who have sat in those seats, who have turned schools around, who have led people to places that they never could have imagined. Yeah. That's what it comes down to, y'all. See, I didn't know I was going to be an author. I didn't know I was going to be a speaker and consultant to empower other educators. This is something that happened. This is something that was envisioned to me from a spirit above, because I know that there are people that need it, even if they've already got experience. Yeah, I like new and aspiring administrators and teachers, but I also know there are a lot who have experience, who also need the information reiterated, who also need an opportunity to hear some things a different way, to see a different perspective, to hear a collaborative approach. Because each and every week, we're talking about how we collaborate. We're telling you, giving you solutions, how to create a culture of collaboration, not asking for anything in return, because we love what we do. We love to empower. The more schools, the better students, the better teachers that we have, the better the world is going to be. You do more than a job as an educator. That's what I mean. That's why I'm here, because we do more than a job as an educator. You influence everything and everybody. You are. So again, I want to make sure that you got those action steps. Just gave you about 4 action steps. In addition to, we went over leadership being service. We talked about leadership, the foundation, and we talked about how it's contagious and creates a ripple effect. And then we came back and gave you action steps. So if you didn't get them, please make sure you go back, watch the video again, like, comment, subscribe, share, all of that. Get the algorithms going, you all. I'm not the best with asking you to like, comment, subscribe, share all the time, because a lot of times that's not on my mind. I'm just trying to get this information out. But that's where I need you all at. Because y'all been with me 31 weeks now. You see the information that we getting out. You see the content that we putting out so that educators can grow. If you've got some educators coming up and you've already seen the show, tell them to make sure they go back and watch all 30. All of them be action-packed, information-packed, and aligned with becoming great leaders who create cultures of collaboration. That's what it's all about, you all. A lot of these strategies I use to turn around 5 schools as the principal. I've helped use them as a consultant in various situations now, both leadership coaching as well as instructional coaching. So I've seen it from a variety of perspectives at the elementary, middle, high school, community college, as well as university levels. So again, it's been blessed down to me. And I just want to make sure that we pass back information like we should, like we're supposed to do. We're supposed to empower others, you all. With that being said, I want to also, if you want to reach out, feel free to do so. Make sure you feel free to do so. Just a phone call away. I'm going to put up my information right here so that if you want to get in contact, you definitely can. Also, next week we're going to continue. I do have a guest scheduled next week, so I'll get in contact with them as well. And then after that, we'll be back going one solo for a little while, just kind of make sure we put leaders and teachers in a great place over these next few weeks so that they can finish up the year strong and be in great position to go through the summer and start up for next year. Because you not only have to finish this year as a leader, as a teacher, you also got to be preparing for next year, because you want to empower your educational community. You love your students, you love your school. So with that being said, you constantly putting yourself in a place where you can do just that. So otherwise, you all, I want to definitely get ready to sign out or encourage all of our leaders, all of our watchers, like, comment, subscribe, share, but more so than that, because I want you to like, comment, subscribe, share, but I really want you to use the strategies. I really want you to be able to become empowered, to not be stressed as the leader. And when you have these kind of things in place, that's going to help with all of that. Creating that culture of collaboration, that's going to alleviate some stress off of you, because you've been going to battle with people and you should be on the team with people. It's not a competition, it's collaboration. We're in the same school. That means we ought to have the same vision, same goal, because we're serving the same community. Ooh, y'all didn't hear me. We got the same goal. We have the same vision. And we serving the same community. Why we can't get on the same page? Why we can't empower our educational community like we should? Because we can and we will. So with that being said, push hard, you all. Make sure you continue to love and lead with the heart so that you can get the wisdom that you need, as well as to have the courage to drive out fear and be the best that you can be, so that you can bring it out in others. Dr. Joe here, you all, always speaking and writing life into you. And see you next week. Much love.